The day started with 40 of the best high school girls bowlers in southern and eastern Wisconsin, and we've now paired our way to the final 4 players here at Motion Plus Lanes for the 2018 Girls Top Gun Invitational Championship. I'm Phil Brylo here with you. Single semifinal match, all 4 bowlers participating at the same time. Top 2 scores will advance into the championship match. Today's winner, along with the championship medal, taking home a $100 Visa gift card and a free custom jersey from High Five Gear. Looking forward to calling the action. Should be fast and furious here at Motion Plus Lanes. Join me back after this commercial break for the start of our semifinal match.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Why just watch the action when you can be part of the action at Sabre Laser Tag in Pewaukee? Take the challenge in one of 2 5,500 square foot arenas. Battle it out with family and friends using realistic military-style weapons. Come out and celebrate a birthday. Bring out your employees or coworkers for team building. Or take advantage of our specials running Monday through Thursday. Check us out on the web at sabertag.com. And we have paired our field of 40 of the finest high school girls bowlers in southern and eastern Wisconsin down to our final 4 here at Motion Plus Lanes. I'm Phil Brylo here with you. 2018 Top Gun Invitational semi-final match for the girls. Stephanie Zagar starting things off for our remaining foursome. Little left of target, and the baby split remains. You don't have to finish first in this match to advance to the championship. Top 2 bowlers after this semifinal game will battle it out in one more game for the championship match. Bottom 2 players go home with either 3rd or 4th place. They'll go home with a $50 Visa gift card, thanks to our friends here at Motion Plus Lanes, and a $25 High Five Gear gift certificate, and a great start for Zagar with the conversion of the baby split. Zagar, her first time on our Spectrum Sports shows. Another rookie to our shows here, Olivia Komorowski, senior out of Oshkosh, going to be attending Wichita State next year, that powerhouse program. And the 5-pin, no power on the 7, as the 7 stands in defiance. A solid shot for Komorowski's first effort on TV. Komorowski bowls out of Rev's Bar Bowling Grill up in Oshkosh, right off of the old Interstate 41. Good friend of bowling and recent Hall of Fame inductee Terry Coolibert, manager now at Rev's. And a quality conversion by Komorowski to keep her clean on the board. The only veteran of television on the show today, right here with Jalen Haanen. Haanen's most recent appearance, the victory with herself and her partner, Carter Lucas, in the 2018 Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship that was held right here at Motion Plus Lanes. Haanen also with a victory last year on our Sabre Road to Gold youth tour during the summer. You saw that here on Spectrum Sports as well, and the Barbiers Italian Inn Open. And another baby split at the end of the lane for our players. This one by Haanen. You see that ball slice high on this 40-foot Motion Plus Lanes tournament pattern. It's the same oil pattern we use for all of our televised events here. You don't have to make PBA or PWBA tour quality shots to get the ball to the pocket, but you do have to make good shots, and your speed control must be on target. to avoid problems at the end of the lane, and we see the problems there for Hainan. Chops the 3 straight back, no chance to get the 10. And our first open of the day on the board. Morgan Brooks' first television appearance. Brooks Sr. Ball rolls high, gets the lucky break, leaving just the 10 pin. Brooks does a lot of her bowling in Racine at Hillside Lanes and the lanes on 20. And she's using a ball. It's pretty aggressive. Doesn't have the super high rev rate, but a quality rev rate for Brooks as she converts that 10 pin. And with the amount of oil in the front part of this 40-foot pattern, you want to make sure you get something out on the lanes that can grab quickly once the ball leaves the end of the 40-foot pattern and get a strong roll into the pocket. Zagar, youngest member of the Bowling Zagars. And we've seen her dad, Matt, her brother, Ryan, brother Kyle, throw a lot of strikes like that on our Spectrum Sports shows over the years. And Stephanie looking to match what her brother Kyle had for a tournament finish in 2014, and that's take home the championship of this Top Gun Invitational. Komorowski, you see that right shoulder a little bit lower on the left. A nice athletic pose all the way through the shot. That time a little left and a little too much hand. And Komorowski with the almost impossible 4-6-7 at the end of the lane. Komorowski, a recent winner of the Pepsi Youth Championships. High game of 299, high series 769. And she does a smart thing in that case, gets the 2 pins of count. Once again, don't have to finish first this game, just finish in the top 2, advance to the championship match, where those 2 players will receive a fresh score sheet, 10 fresh frames of bowling to determine our girls' Top Gun champion for 2018. Jalen Hainan, part of the Hainan family that owns both Sunset Bowl and Fox View Lanes, the former Fox Run on the west side of Waukesha. And Hainan running into problems again. High in the first frame, high in the second. Not quite as high, leaving just the 4 pin. See all these young ladies switching to the polyester bowling ball for their spares. The single pin variety, no problem covering it up for Hainan. Hainan wanted to thank her coach Bob Mackey for helping her gaining her physical game back after going through recent knee surgery. Always tough to make those changes after surgery. Morgan Brooks, though, no problem starting things off. Striking the second frame. We're going to take our first commercial break of the day. Join us for more action from Motion Plus Lanes shortly. To keep within our allotted time here on Spectrum Sports, we had the bowlers continue bowling their 3rd frame through the commercial break. Zagar finds trouble going high, 6-7-10. Retains her count with getting 2 on the second ball. Olivia Komorowski still looking to get a solid shot in the pocket. Goes high, leaves just the 3 pin, converts it. Hainan steps up, makes the adjustment from going higher first 2 shots, this time slides by the pocket. 2-4-5 is easily converted with the polyester ball. And Morgan Brooks retains the hot hand early. Direct line of the pocket, watch that ball roll up strong, and 10 back for Brooks as she is our early leader here in our semifinal match of the 2018 Top Gun Invitational Girls Championship from Motion Plus Lanes. I'm Phil Brawley here with you once again. And Stephanie Zagar. Zagar, a big 253 in our final game of qualifying to pass a couple other young ladies in the field and get herself as the number 4 seed on the TV show. And Zagar with a bit of a break on that shot, slightly high. 2-pin off the sideboard, into the 7, back into the 4. Komorowski, one of the most touted young high school players coming out of Wisconsin in quite a while, as we take a look at the 4 steps to the line. And gets the ball to the pocket just a little late. Week 10 at the end of the lane for Komorowski. And you see a lot of people going, why would somebody still use a 4-step nowadays when they have to generate speed? Well, Komorowski, very tall player. And to keep her timing in line with her ball speed and rev rate, 4 steps, best thing for her. A lot of times we'll see players that are taller use fewer steps out on the lanes. Still have to generate that ball speed with the core and the legs. It's not all with the arm swing. It's how quick you can get yourself to the foul line and how firm you can keep your base at the foul line. Whereas a shorter player here like Jalen Hanen use that 5-step approach to get to the line, help her generate that ball speed, and she gets 10 back. All of our bowlers on TV today will receive an award medal from Trophy Athletic. I want to thank the Wagner family once again for all their support of all of our bowling telecasts here on Spectrum Sports and all the awards we've provided thanks to Trophy Athletic over the years. And it's not just trophies and medals they can provide for you, ladies and gentlemen. All types of different awards can be made. Just go to their website, trophyathletic.com, or stop in their showroom downtown on Old World 3rd Street near State, and they can get you set up with any awards that you need. Unfortunately, no award of a strike there for Brooks on a quality shot. 10-pin rings its way on the lane after the 6 goes around it, and no problem with the conversion for Brooks, our early leader. Very tight match right now. Komorowski, Hanen, your 2 bowlers in the elimination spots at this time after 4 frames. Here we are, high 5 gear, 5th frame. Any of these young players strike in this frame, they'll receive a $25 gift certificate, good for any apparel from high 5 gear. And unfortunately for Zagar, headpin contacted a little too lightly and zips back across the pin deck and actually stops the 4 and the 5 from going to the left. And a 7-pin left. She'll hook across the lane at it, get through the oil here on this 40-foot lane pattern, and tickles the 7 down. Not the most confident of spare shots for Zagar there, but she does pick it up and keeps herself in the 2nd position. Komorowski's high game, 299. High series of 769. She's been bowling since she's been 4 years old. And really wanted to thank her dad, Brian, and mom, Jean, for all the support they've given her with her bowling over the years. And that ball, almost similar to Zagar's, just finished a little lighter in the pocket. You can see the frustration building a bit for Komorowski. Not very often. She's gone through her youth career without getting at least 1 strike in 5 frames. But that ball a little too light in the pocket. Ball doesn't make contact on the 5. Headpin goes to the sideboard, doesn't quite get back to do the damage on the 5. And of course, nobody misses a 5-pin, especially on television. And Komorowski with the spare. Still looking to give away that first $25 high 5 gear gift certificate. Once again, great bowling jerseys, golf shirts, yoga apparel. Check them out, high5gear.com. You have a design in your head of what you like, they can put it on an article of clothing for you. And almost a mirror image of Komorowski's shot there for Hanen, too light in the pocket. And Hanen with only 1 strike through her first 5 frames, but the object right now is stay clean, keep it close, because with the top 2 bowlers advancing out of this match into the championship, you don't have to pass Morgan Brooks at this point in time, just stay close. with the early lead that Brooks has gained for herself. Let's look and see if we can give away that high five gear gift certificate. Last chance this game with Morgan Brooks. Brooks high game 279. High 3-game series of 753. Another young player in bowling since the age of 4. And there's a $25 high five gear gift certificate as we get into another commercial break. More action in the 2018 Girls Top Gun Invitational Championship coming to you from Motion Plus Lanes. And we'll have the bowlers continue rolling through the commercial break. As promised, our girls rolling through the commercial break in the 6th frame. Stephanie Zagar wide right on her first ball in frame number 6. Left the 1, 2, and 7 combination, hooks into the 2 pins, and the 2 pin takes out the 7 for the spare. Olivia Komorowski looking for her first strike of the game. Made a ball change. Ball rolled up super early, came high, left the 6-10. Komorowski, 5 out of 6 clean frames now with that spare conversion. Jalen Hayden, who's had some issues hitting the pocket consistently this afternoon, crosses over, leaves just the 5 pin, and a bit of a struggle on the spare ball as well, and not exactly installing confidence with hitting the left side of the 5 on the spare. Our current leader, Morgan Brooks, comes up a little high, leaves just the 4 pin, but she also leaves herself as the only bowler in the semifinal match with a clean score sheet as she converts the 4 pin. And right now, second position tied with Hanen and Zagar. If 2 or more bowlers end up being tied for second place in the semifinal match, it would be a single ball roll-off to break the tie. Stephanie Zagar bowls out of Castle Lanes and Racine for most of her bowling. We've seen a lot of strikes thrown at Castle Lanes over the years in our Spectra Sports telecasts, and Zagar 10 back on that shot to keep herself in at least a tie for second place, depending on what Hanen does in her 7th frame. Olivia Komorowski coming off of a second place finish at the high school state singles tournament in Wausau back in the beginning of March, and a great shot there by Komorowski gets her first strike on the board in the semifinal match. Komorowski was taken out in the championship match by Caitlin Mertens. You've seen Mertens a couple of times in our high school shows this winter in the Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship and the Bowlers Pro Shop Invitational. Mertens defeated Komorowski in that championship match 199-183. So Komorowski looking to get at least one high school singles title out of the season if she can pull the championship out here at Motion Plus Lanes. And a bad break there for Hanen, and it was easily her best ball of the match so far. 5 pin gets to the 7, tickles it, turns it around, but doesn't knock it down. And with the conversion here, that's going to leave Hanen in 3rd place by just a single pin behind Zagar with just 3 frames remaining. Hanen, part of the Waukesha Southwest girls team that also advanced to the state tournament. They just missed out on the stepladder finals in Wausau. And Kenosha Tremper took the 2nd consecutive Division I Girls Championship out of the high school state tournament, defeating Oshkosh West in the 2-game total pin championship match, 372-360. Amherst also defended their championship in Girls Division II. And the Amherst boys also took home the Division II title as well, as Morgan Brooks stays in the pocket, but looked a little quick out of the bowling ball. She tried rotating that one a little too soon. You see that ball not really grabbing the lane surface as strong as we've seen many of her earlier shots. And Brooks leaving just the 10 pin. And Brooks is one of the players that doesn't switch to the polyester ball for the spare. She just takes a little bit of hand out of it. Lets the natural friction of the reactive resin bowling ball surface hold on in the lane, straightens out, and converts the spare to stay clean through 7 frames. And right now you can see Brooks with easily a minimum 23 pin advantage over the rest of the 3 players in the field. Zagar precariously holding on to second place right now by just a single pin over Jalen Haanen, and that ball is going to come up high. That revved early. She started it left. It picked up the lane a little bit sooner, and not exactly a spare you can be confident in here with the 610, but she did get any of the left side pins out of play. Breaks up the split. And interesting that she's staying with her strike ball, flattens it out across lane, and that's the problem with reactive resin. Even if you take the hand out of the ball, it's still going to hook with the way the weight blocks and the bowling balls are designed to hook, and the ball hooks away from the 10, chops the 6 straight off, and now Zagar goes from second to fourth with only 2 frames remaining, and this is a huge shot here for Komorowski, working on her first strike. And that's just quick out of the hand. A huge break to take the 10 out of that possible 2-4-8-10 combination. And we saw it in the 6th frame of that lane. The ball rolled up early, went through the nose, so she tries to make the correction with ball speed. And with the amount of oil that's still in the front part of this 40-foot pattern, the ball hydroplanes past the break point, and this, not a choppable spare with the 2-4-8, but definitely a spare that can be missed in a couple of ways. And dead on the 2-8, ball takes the 4 as well, and Komorowski keeps herself close, just 2 pins behind Haanen, who jumped into second place on the bench. Haanen only 1 strike through her first 7 frames. She has to feel fortunate at this point in time, stepping up in the 8th, that she's in second position, and with a strike in the 8th frame, she could really solidify her position to advance into the championship match. Crossed over last time on this lane, and that ball speed's real slow, picks up friction early, and lucky to leave just the 10 pin. And I think these young ladies have kind of blown out a hole towards the track area between about 7th and 11th boards, and the ball's going to hook early, so they need to do one of 2 things: either pick up the ball speed or move left with the feet and use the oil that's left in the front part of the lane to push into that hook spot. And having that big hook spot there, you know the ball will hook back if you miss a couple of boards to the right. We'll have to see if any of these young ladies make the adjustments going into the last 2 frames of this very tight semifinal match. And you can't even say that Morgan Brooks is assured of advancing as of yet, because a couple open frames could bring her right back to the field. See the 5 steps there of Brooks to the line, the long follow through, and hits that hook spot. And once again, lucky to break up the split. Not happy with the release on that shot. You can see with Brooks' reaction, but she has to be feeling fortunate. There was no split at the end of the lane. Brooks keeps the resin in her hand, hopes to avoid the same fate that Zagar had on this spare earlier this frame. She gets both pins with the ball, and we'll get into our last break of the semifinal match. More action for Motion Plus Lanes in the girls' 2018 Top Gun Invitational Championship. As we take a slow motion look at the 4-step approach to Stephanie Zagar, you see that great balance at the foul line. Fortunately for Zagar at this point, she finds herself in 4th place with 2 frames remaining, just our top 2 players from this semifinal match advancing to the championship. Zagar far from out of it. Possible 193 if she strikes out in the 9th and 10th. She keeps that hope alive. A great toss coming out of the commercial break. And that's going to add a little more pressure to her opponents, especially Komorowski and Haanen being just in front of Zagar at this time. And neither one of those 2 players can shut out Zagar, so this match is going to come down to the 10th frame. Great toss by Komorowski. Wow, terrible result. The solid 8 on easily her best shot of the match. And you can see the look on her face of disbelief. Can't believe it stands in defiance. Watch that head pin. It kind of hits the 5 on the left side, and then the ball hits the 5 pin and sends it straight back. I know I've seen some video from studies by the United States Bowling Congress that basically says when the 8 pin's left by a player, it's basically because the head pin makes contact with the 5 and sends it to the right before the bowling ball reaches it, and that doesn't allow the 5 pin to deflect into the 8 pin as it properly would. Komorowski still in it though. Maximum score 191. Jalen Hanen can still get a 203 game. A strike here in the 9th will really help her keep the pressure on Stephanie Zagar. You see Hanen taking a little extra time on the approach. Can't blame her. Last couple of shots going into the commercial break weren't quality shots. Much better out of the hand for Hanen, and the kick of the 6 onto the 10 keeps Hanen in second position. And no matter what both of her opponents do, she still has the chance to advance to the championship match. Only spot that won't be in doubt if Brooks can stay clean in this 9th frame is first place, and that's the way to stay clean with 10 back. And there's one of your advancers guaranteed. Even with an open frame, she'll be in the 190s. 9 out would be 194, and nobody else can pass her with that. So Morgan Brooks into the championship match. Now it's just a matter of which of these remaining 3 players will join her. Zagar, the light hit, she combats that hook spot in lane 10 by picking up the ball speed and playing it up the oil line, and she manages to tickle the bucket out of there with the head pin. Watch the 2, the 4, and the 8 go last. And that now leaves her in a virtual tie with Jalen Hanen for second place, but another strike here by Zagar will put her firmly into second. Good shot out of the hand, and it crawled a bit high, but the strong ball motion takes out the 4, 7, and 10. And count here absolutely huge. 193 maximum. Jalen Hanen, if she were to go strike 9 spare, would be 192. So you want to make sure you don't give your opponent an escape route here. If you're Zagar, you want to make sure you get all 10 down. That's well left. You see that ball hit the hook spot, roll up early. And the baby split leaves a little extra daylight for Jalen Hanen, and gives Komorowski daylight as well. Punching out in the 10th will give Komorowski 191, and that could leave a possible tie for second place. And Komorowski's going to wait for the machine to reset and clear off that baby split. Get her a fresh rack of 10 pins, and she's ready to go. She knows what she needs. You saw the glance at the scoreboard. And Komorowski looking to improve on that second place finish at the high school state championships. You don't think this Top Gun title is important to these young bowlers? They'll fight for a tooth and nail just like they do at high school state. A little quick out of the hand for Komorowski. You saw the 6-pin rattle in the flat gutter, and unfortunately, that is going to take Olivia Komorowski out of the competition. And that's going to send her home with a $50 Visa gift card, thanks to the Catania family here at Motion Plus Lanes, and a $25 High Five Gear gift certificate. You see that stylish jersey from High Five Gear that Komorowski is already wearing, and she can change up the style, get anything she desires on a jersey or any other accessory she might get from High Five Gear. And I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of this young lady in the college ranks next year, being a part of that strong Wichita State program. Never easy to make the top team there at Wichita State. We know with the base she's built in youth bowling and high school bowling here in Wisconsin. You're going to hear that name a lot in the college ranks coming up shortly. So here's the situation for Jalen Heynen. She needs the first strike regardless. If she were to go strike 9 spare, she would end up at 192 and advance into the championship match. Strike 8 spare would be a tie at 191. But first things first, putting a strike on the board to remain alive in the match. The last 2 times on this lane, Heynen's crossed over. Needs to make the move to get in the pocket. And that's going to hook early again. And a humongous break for Jalen Heynen to stay alive as she puts the crossover strike on the board. Bowling is sometimes a game where the small mistakes you pay full price and the bigger mistakes you catch a lucky break. And in that case for Heynen, a little bit bigger mistake gives her a chance to get into the championship match. See if she makes the move off that. She's a little farther left on the approach, but she needs to make sure she keeps that ball speed up when she delivers it on the lane. That's a little slow and goes through the nose in a 7 count. Even if she converts this, she's only at 190 and she will be eliminated. So we have determined our 2 finalists for the 2018 Girls Top Gun Invitational Championship. It's going to be Stephanie Zagar and Morgan Brooks, 2 bowlers out of the Racine area, battling to take home this prestigious title. Jalen Heynen will be 3rd, Olivia Komorowski 4th. They will both take home a $50 Visa gift card, a $25 High Five Gear gift certificate, and you see the disappointment. Jalen Heynen, she goes back down to talk to her mom. Trish here supporting her. And Morgan Brooks now, she's already into the championship match. We'll see if she uses this 10th frame to make any experimental shots. Nope, she stays right on target line, and she's sending a message to Stephanie Zagar. I'm pretty well lined up. I could shoot 226 this game, and you're going to have to shoot a much better game to beat me in the championship. And with Brooks averaging 233 in the 6 games prior to TV, compared to Zagar's 217, you have to give the advantage going into the championship match to Morgan Brooks. You see a bit of disappointment for Brooks there on the week 10, but she will be our #1 seed. She will receive lane choice getting into our championship match here for Motion Plus Lanes. Stephanie Zagar, Morgan Brooks battling the 2018 Girls Top Gun Invitational Championship after this short break. Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com. Barbiere's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Bluemont Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee. And we are down to our final 2 competitors battling it out for the 2018 Top Gun Invitational Girls Championship. Top seed Morgan Brooks taking on #4 seed Stephanie Zagar after they've both made their way out of our semifinal match. I'm Phil Brylow with you here from Motion Plus Lanes, and Morgan Brooks, as the top seed, decided that she wanted to start the match first on the left lane. Comes up just a little bit high, leaves the 4-7. Brooks 214 in the semifinal match. Zagar 191. Zagar needed a late 3-bagger, strikes in the 9th and the first 2 in the 10th to get past both Olivia Komorowski and Jalen Heynen to get into this championship match. Brooks with the conversion on the 4-7. Winner of this match, $100 Visa gift card, custom high five gear jersey, and championship medal going home with them. Second place, $50 Visa gift card, custom high five gear jersey, and a second place medal as Stephanie Zagar throws her first ball. And Zagar caught that hook spot we saw develop on lane 10 during the semifinal match. Really gave Jalen Haanen some fits. Actually gave all our players some fits towards the end of that match. Zagar is probably going to have to make the adjustment with moving her feet and her target left to try to get into the oil a bit more on this 40-foot Motion Plus Lanes tournament pattern. 4 steps to the line for Zagar, and the big miss. Ball hangs out to the right, as you can see the oil line that Zagar was not anticipating. She hits it, and watch that ball never turn over. Now she can use that to her advantage, knowing where that oil is on the lane, try to get the ball to push a little longer. She should be able to use that information, even though it was an errant shot, when she gets back up here on lane 10. And that shot looked like what she's going to want to do on lane 10 shortly. She moved left, picked up the oil line, and flush in the pocket for Stephanie Zagar. Answer back off that open frame. Morgan wanted to give a special shout out to her late mother Diane, who passed away a few years ago. All the support that Diane's given over the years to her. Also good thanks to her dad John, her sister Miley for all their help with her bowling. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weak 10 pin. Almost left the 8 with it as it rattled around. And you can tell Brooks there not happy with the reaction that bowling ball had. Cross lane on the spare. She's been clean all day and will continue to stay clean on the score sheet. And she gets the spare, fills another frame, and takes an early 11-pin lead. So off the lanes, Brooks likes to play softball. And her strategy for this championship match, just keep doing what I've been doing all day, and just keep moving left as the lanes require it. Pretty good shot out of the hand, and another strike on the board for Morgan Brooks. And even with the lower rev rates of these young ladies, oil still gets picked up by the bowling ball and will deplete off the lane surface. We'll see what move Zagar makes after that errant shot. And she's into that oil line. Had the errant shot in the first frame, moved left, using that oil to her advantage. And a big double, and now cuts the deficit to a single pin against Brooks. Ball speed, always a key for these young players. Yes, the revolutions are nice, but ball speed in a lot of cases is what gets those extra pins bouncing around the pin deck, or that 6-pin kicking out of the flat gutter to take the 10. Don't worry about ball speed, though. When you're that flush in the pocket, devastates all 10 pins into the pit. Watch that ball. No deflection at all going through the pocket. I want to thank Saber Laser Tag in Pewaukee for their support of this event as well. $50 gift card awarded to a bowler in the drawing prior to the televised finals. And a bad break there for Brooks. She knew she made the adjustment off the weak shot where she left the 10 pin. This time, ball slices a little too firm through the pocket. Gets the 4 to go down. 9 started the topple, and then another pin hit the 9 pin right in the middle and stood it firmly in place. And that's trouble. You see it hit that hook spot. And Brooks with her first open frame of the day, and it could not come at a more inopportune time. And she quickly goes from having an 11-pin lead to a 21-pin deficit in 2 frames, with Zagar getting hot and having 3 strikes in a row on the board as Brooks steps up in the high 5 gear 5th frame. And once again, the weak 10-pin ball just a little quick getting down lane, doesn't get into the proper roll. watch that replay. As that ball, you see it, it's still kind of sliding. Not the strong roll we've seen out of her earlier today. And after missing that 9-pin last frame, time to get recomposed. Cover the spare. Still have half a game left and 21 pins. Can be erased in a single frame if Brooks can start putting some strikes together. Zagar did not win the $25 high five gear gift certificate in the semifinal match, so she has the opportunity here with a strike to get herself $25 off some high five gear apparel, and with the trip 4-pin, throw that gift certificate in her back pocket to go with the custom jersey she's already won for making the championship match. So a good day for both these young ladies to get some new high five gear apparel. And Zagar looking to extend her lead to 41 pins into the commercial break. Rolls up nicely, 6 kicks out the 10. That gives Stephanie Zagar a commanding lead, but this match is far from over. Championship match, 2018 Girls Top Gun Invitational, rolls on. Riding 5 strikes in a row, Stephanie Zagar, 41-pin lead over Morgan Brooks at this time, but Brooks still has a possible 237 on the board if she can strike off the sheet. Long way to go in this match. It's far from over. 2018 Girls Top Gun Invitational Championship. Brooks does not come out of that shot in the 6th frame very well. See, she's checking out her hand on the way back. These young ladies are into their 8th game of bowling on the day in less than 4 hours. So physical and mental games being driven by adrenaline at this point in time. And not an easy spare with the bucket with the handle. Spins the pins around, and a conversion. Morgan Brooks, but a 46-pin deficit now puts Brooks pretty much in the mandatory strike mode to put any pressure on Stephanie Zagar. Zagar pacing out at a 238 pace at this point in the match. Brooks' maximum score is 222. So the strikes need to start now for Morgan Brooks. Gets the 2, the trip out, the 4, and a little glimmer of hope. Still alive, but it's also going to take a little help from Stephanie Zagar for Morgan Brooks to have a chance at this match getting into the 10th frame. Stephanie Zagar wanted to thank all her friends, and especially Phil and Patty Onko at Castle Lanes, for all the support they've given her and other youth bowlers over the years. And a nice mixer by Zagar gets her string out to 6 in a row. 56 pins the advantage. But this match far from over. If you've been following Professional Bowlers Association top 60 memorable moments in the history of the PBA Tour recently, they had the Chris Barnes, Michael Hagen Jr. Tournament of Champions match where Hagen was down by over 50 pins with 4 frames to go. Hagen struck out, came back to win that match, and this could be the opening that Morgan Brooks needs from Stephanie Zagar to have a chance in this championship match. Zagar only open frame this game in the 1st frame. She missed the 4-7 to the right, no problem. Covering up the 10-pin. Keeps her lead at 55 pins. Still pacing at a 237 pace. Morgan Brooks needs strikes in the 8th and 9th to have any chance going into the 10th frame of this match. Brooks much better shot off the hand than last time on that lane. And you can see when she keeps that ball speed down, gives that ball a chance to roll, very effective at the pocket. We talked about this lane pattern earlier. It allows for some targeting mistakes. But with the way the oil is laid out in this 40-foot Motion Plus Lanes tournament pattern, you get a little quick with it through the front part of the lane. There's so much oil there. The ball hydroplanes a bit, doesn't pick up the lane properly, so speed control is crucial with the bowler's shot making here. Good out of the hand once again. Watch that strong roll devastate the 10 pins at the end of the lane. And we still have a match. Zagar leads down to 36. She basically needs one mark in the last 2 frames to get past Morgan Brooks. One would think with the series of strikes she's had recently, shouldn't be a problem. And that ball, she didn't get out of it properly. Kind of got what we call thumbs down. The elbow starts to roll over a little early. The bowler tries to help the ball a little bit through the bottom of the swing, and the ball goes very long, doesn't pick up the lane. You can see the disappointment in the body language of Stephanie Zagar with leaving the 1-2-10 washout. Very makeable split. I give her about a 50% chance on this washout. Technically not a split because the head pin's still there. Gets the 2 pins account, and now this makes the game very interesting. Zagar needs to total 20 pins in the 10th frame to lock out Morgan Brooks. Brooks' maximum score is 222. Zagar right now with her 203 in the 9th on the Open needs 20 pins in the 10th to take home 2018 Girls Top Gun Invitational Championship. Light hit. Head pin does a lot of damage on the front part of the rack, but leaves the 8 pin. And Zagar, with the glance at the scoreboard, she knows exactly what she needs now. First business, convert the 8 pin. Second point of business, get a strike on the fill ball to lock up the match. 4 steps to the line for Zagar. Dead on that 8 pin. Anything less than a strike on this fill ball, and Morgan Brooks will have a chance to step up to either force a tie or win the match with 3 strikes in the 10th frame. But Zagar can make that a moot point by filling all 10 pins. Quality ball out of her hand, splits the 8 and the 9 perfectly, and there is your champion. The second member of the Zagar family to take home a Top Gun Invitational title following her brother Kyle's win in 2014. Stephanie Zagar, $100 Visa gift card thanks to Motion Plus Lanes, the custom jersey from High Five Gear, and the championship medal from Trophy Athletic. And Morgan Brooks, you see the disappointment. Not happy with the release on that shot, pulled well left. Heck of a day for Brooks though, averaged 233 during the qualifying round. 214 led the semifinalists into this championship match. But Stephanie Zagar puts together that 6-bagger from the 2nd through 7th frames. And that got Zagar enough of a lead to lock up the championship here at Motion Plus Lanes. Thanks once again to SaberTag. Check out their specials at sabertag.com. Thanks again to the Cudahy family here at Motion Plus Lanes for all their support with our bowling here on Spectrum Sports. And I'll be back to wrap up this girls' Top Gun Invitational Championship after these messages. Providing premier equipment sales and services to Wisconsin bowlers since 1973. Check out our Wall of Fame and our current specials at bpsmilwaukee.com. Championship match for the 2018 Girls Top Gun High School Invitational looked like it was going to be a runaway early after Stephanie Zagar bounced back from an open frame with 6 consecutive strikes. However, Morgan Brooks threw a late three-bagger in the 7th, 8th, and 9th frames to put the pressure on Stephanie Zagar. And after Zagar killed 20 in the 10th frame, including his flush strike, final ball, she locked up the victory, 223 to 200 over Morgan Brooks. Stephanie Zagar takes home $100 Visa gift card thanks to Motion Plus Lanes, along with the High Five gear, custom jersey, and the championship medal from Trophy Athletic. More action coming up here from Motion Plus Lanes, the boys' side of the Top Gun Invitational. Coming to you on our next show, 48 of the best boys in southern and eastern Wisconsin will be battling it out in their half of the bracket to see who we crown as the boys' Top Gun Invitational champion for 2018. I'm Phil Brylow. Parents, take the kids bowling, they'll have fun for life, and we'll see you again on our next show from right here at Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy.